Hey, everybody. We're back with another episode of The Royalty Room. This is Legal Queen LA, aka Ashley Valenzuela. And today we have a Grammy nominated multi platinum recording artist and songwriter on set by the name of Ivory Scott.
Yeah, it's me. Oh, that's me.
It's you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Excited to be here.
Yeah,
It's a
why?
little bit of a drive, like hour or so, but I'm here.
We're here.
No, for sure.
Amen.
Sure.
So I heard that you just released your new EP.
Yeah, for sure. Like basically, like I've been a songwriter. You know what I'm saying? Really successful. But now I'm dropping my own project, executive produced by my brother Hitmaka. And so, like, you know what I'm saying? We come with all the vibes, all the different energies.
That's amazing.
I
Congratulations.
appreciate that.
I can only imagine what it's like to be releasing your own project for the
Yeah,
first time.
yeah.
Exactly. Thank you,
Right,
Saul.
right.
We have Before Ebony is the name of the project,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And I must say, Queen Naija is phenomenal.
A legend for
The
sure.
This My Mind song
Yeah.
has been stuck on my mind
I'm glad.
for
I'm
the last
glad.
couple of
I'm
days.
glad.
But I can't lie to you, the Just Like Me is my favorite song.
Okay, that's what's up. I love that
Mhm.
song. I actually did that song like 2 years ago with Eric Bellinger and Hitmaker.
Really?
So that was like one of the first joints that hit was like, yo, you got to keep this for your own self.
Yep.
So like, yeah, I'm glad you fucking with that one.
Oh, I'm glad you kept it. How did you end up getting into songwriting in the first place?
Well, basically, like I grew up in Chicago. I moved to LA. I lived in LA out here for like 8 months, homeless. I went back. I went to Atlanta. I met Ray Daniels. Ray Daniels took me to Mike Karen. That's where I got my first publishing deal. And so, like, tapped in with Hitmaker, started, you know what I'm saying? Once you sharpen your sword and get sick enough, you get in the right rooms. For
Absolutely.
sure.
I also read that you had completely different intentions for your life once
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Actually, before I did my first publishing deal, like, I was a lead carpenter for a company called Hanover.
Wow.
So I can basically build this room.
That's
I could build a
dope.
house. I can do whatever's needed to create. But, like, I was a lead carpenter for a big company. I had a big job offer to go and build hotels in Disneyland. And so like
That's
Ray
crazy.
Ray hit me. He was like, "Yo, you need to, get this. You belong in the music business." Wrote me a check for like 20 bands and was like, "Just give me time to get you a deal." And then he
Wow.
introduced me to Mike Karen and just kind of been like history ever since.
That's really real. Like if someone believes in you that
Yeah,
much
for
to
sure.
say you don't have to do this anymore, here,
Yeah,
chill
nah, for
out.
sure. And not to flex or nothing, but like I was making money when I was doing construction. So like really to take 20K was really like a downgrade for me. But
Oh,
it allowed me to be able to step back and like be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather chase my dream and
yeah.
do what I really love than to do something and just, retire with a bad back. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's always been about like music or advancing and being like the maximum version of Ivory Scott. But just like at the time, I was even when I was doing construction, I was still writing 10 songs a night. I was
Wow.
still working on music. So it wasn't like I was like, oh, let me quit this and do music. I was always doing it. It's always been a part of my life.
Okay. Well, what would you say over this journey? I know the music industry is a little bit interesting
Yeah.
sometimes. What would you say has been like the most impactful situation that or person that you've worked with or
Honestly, like tapping in with my brother Hitmaker, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's always like championed me. I was on like one of his first singles for his project with him and Fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So before I even was like heavily pursuing myself as an artist, like he saw me as an artist. So like that's you know what I'm saying, that's bro. Like definitely that's like one of the biggest like relationships that I locked in with, you know what I'm saying, throughout my career. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Hitmaker.
I love that. And honestly, I mean, you can't turn on a radio or
For sure.
pick a song on shuffle that doesn't start out with Hitmaker.
Nah, for sure.
So
For sure.
that's true.
For sure.
Um, with your new EP though, what do you want to give to your fans? Like, what do you want them to get from this project?
Basically, like it's a diverse situation. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't talk about it, but like I've written for artists like Beyonce, Madonna, Lil Durk, Fireboy, Ed Sheeran. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like so that's a very diverse catalog. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Most writers can't say they have written in all those genres. So like with my music, it's gonna be like a mesh of all of that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get different energies. You know, I always say that I'm gonna have a song on my project for every different type of music
Ooh,
lover.
country music.
Man, whatever you want,
Ooh,
I could do it
that's exciting.
for sure. So
Okay. So
very,
you
very
don't
diverse.
have a genre, is what you're saying.
Nah, like my goal as an artist is to basically be like the first artist to have a number one in all categories.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be the first to do something. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like God put it in my life to do that. I don't just like a lot of times people say, "Oh, I do Afrobeat. Oh, I do rap. I do this." But like I've
Hmm.
proven that I can make hits in all those genres. So,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying, convincingly. You know what I'm saying? Like not like just like I made an Afrobeat song. The Afrobeat song I made was like number one. So it's like
Which song?
Peru.
You did Peru?
You ain't do your homework.
I didn't do it good enough. Wow. Okay. I mean, after seeing Beyonce and Ed Sheeran
Yeah,
and Lil
yeah.
Baby, I'm a Lil Baby girl.
Oh, okay,
Chris
okay.
Brown, all these things. It's just like,
Yeah,
okay, he's done it all.
yeah, for sure.
So
And we still
it was
going.
hard to keep up with everything that I
Okay.
was finding.
Okay, yeah, no, I definitely did Peru.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. What? But I don't think you answered the original question. What are we getting from this project?
Every
What do you want people to feel?
everything.
Because I got in my feelings a little bit.
I want you to feel everything. You'll have every emotion.
Hmm.
You're gonna feel in love, you're gonna feel sad as hell sometimes. You're gonna,
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's missing in music, you know what I'm saying? Making you feel music. Growing up as a jit, like my best friend was deaf. You know what I'm saying? So like when I used to make beats, he used to sit on the speaker and feel the vibration of the music. He couldn't hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So my motto has always been to make music that people can feel. You know what I'm saying? Not just hear. So you're gonna feel this shit. It's gonna get you in your
That's
feelings.
really good.
For
Make
sure.
music people will, what did you say?
Feel.
Feel, not just hear.
Yeah,
Wow. That's that's like the next.
for sure.
Yeah. That's really good.
For sure.
But in songwriting, you do so many different genres and so many different things
Yeah.
with different artists and for yourself. How does that work with keeping your originality and you listen to a lot of different things. So how do you
Yeah.
keep it separate?
I feel like there is no like real like separation, but I feel like, when I'm writing songs that are for Chris, it's for Chris. It's for his energy. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like Ivory Scott is a different thing. So it ain't like I'm not being true to me. I'm gonna focus on when I'm doing my own, it's my own thing. It's my thing. So when I'm locking in with an artist, I do my research. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Mhm.
you did your research to do this interview. Like I do my research when I'm going in with different artists. I make sure I know what they own, what they've been on already, so I can give them something new.
Mhm. What like when you're preparing, of course you're researching the artist, but what do you do maybe as like a ritual or to get your mind into that mode to create for them
Man, I don't do no
or for
ritual.
yourself?
I don't do no ritual. If I'm going in with an artist, first thing I do is I go to their Instagram. I stalk their Instagram.
Mhm.
I stalk their captions. I see what they talking about. I stalk their catalog. See what they done said already. What they done talked about already. So like, you know what I'm saying? And basically like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like music is a feeling. Like I feel like if you try too hard, it's gonna come off like you trying too hard. I hear too many
Mm.
songwriters like trying to write just like a Boogie or trying to sound like the artist already sound. You got to give them a version of yourself and then let them, you know what I'm saying, like eat the fish and spit out the bones.
Wow.
So
What would you say to someone who has the same aspirations to be where you are today?
you got to outwork the opposition. I write 10 songs a day. So
Wow.
if you want to be where I'm at, if you
Still
want
today?
to this day,
That's amazing.
to this day, like, like you gotta outwork the opposition. It's always somebody on your heels. It's always somebody on your, you gotta stay on your toes, stay on top of what you want, you know what I'm saying? Because you can have it, but you just gotta outwork the opposition. Like for real.
Absolutely.
You can't be lazy.
And in the music industry, it's a little bit hard to navigate sometimes.
Yeah.
How do you keep yourself sane and grounded throughout everything?
Separation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta like you can't let music control like be every part of your life. Like I see a lot of my colleagues like so like saturated with the industry and not knowing that like this shit the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have a life that's separate from it so that you can go to that world and you can live that world. Should I build houses, I build cars, and you know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying myself doing those things. So when I bounce back to music, I'm fresh. I'm gonna forever stay inspired because I ain't like burning it out.
Wow. That's crazy. I can't wrap my head around the fact that you had a completely, not even a different career in
Yeah.
entertainment, just completely a different life in
Listen,
carpentry
listen. I've always went by this model.
first.
Like, if one man can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
I've always been willing to try anything. It just so happened I got good at most of the things I tried.
Wow.
So like carpentry is one thing. I build cars. I could build a race car. I could muscle cars, whatever. Like I can do it. Like
Is there like a specific challenge or hard time in your life that kind of shaped how you are now?
honestly, like my upbringing, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on the south side of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? My parents weren't heavily involved in my life. You know what I'm saying? They had their vices of things that they was going through. So like turbulence, trauma, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, having to raise my two sisters and just like, growing up fast. I feel like when you go through a lot in your life, you know what I'm saying, it makes you grow up fast and makes you see things a lot different than your peers. So like I've had to like everything had to happen fast for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, the turbulence of my life, man, being homeless, you know what I'm saying, not having, you know what I'm saying, like growing up in a house where we didn't have food, water, like the necessities, shit that's normal to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, pressure make diamonds. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
uh, that's my trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything that you would do differently?
Hell no. I love who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like and a
I
lot of,
love to hear that.
for sure. I love who I am. Like I love who I am. I love what I went through. Like I love my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we all are learning. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wakes up and like I'm gonna be the perfect dad. I'm gonna be the perfect, So they were going through what they was going through. So I can't like look at them and be like, man, dad, like why didn't you come outside and throw the ball with me, or why didn't you, do all these things? Sometimes we want to blame our parents for our shortcomings, but really we all as long as you got breath in your body, you know what I'm saying, you got the opportunity to be great, you know what I'm saying, and do great things. So, you know what I'm saying, I love who I am. I love what I went through. I would be, you know what I'm saying, I don't feel like I would be as cut, you know what I'm saying, how I'm cut, you know what I'm saying, if I didn't go through nothing.
So true.
For real.
I feel like very inspired from the moment that I started talking to you.
Respect. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Is there any advice that you wish you may have learned, or a lesson you wish you may have learned earlier?
In the beginning of my career, like when I first started like making money and shit like that, like I wish I would have had like financial literacy. I feel like, when you coming up in this and you haven't had it, having financial literacy is like something that can help you, sustain your life. Cause sometimes we know in this music business, you might catch a big check, you catch a big bag, you don't know what to do with that bag if you never had it before. So like having people in my life to like guide my financial literacy and making sure that I'm handling what I need to handle in a way, cause it's not like working a job. Whereas like I might, if I work a job, I know if I blow my check this week, I'm gonna get paid next week.
Right.
It's not like that in this music business. You might have a number one today and nothing tomorrow. So you got to take care of your money. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something I would have wished I would have learned in like the early stages of my career. But like I said, like we go through things in order to become better. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fall, you don't develop that cartilage. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you have to develop like you got to go through something to get through something for real.
Mhm.
So
Okay. Who do you look up to in the industry?
honestly, man, it ain't a lot of role models, but there are like a lot of people that like are mentors to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned Hitmaker, my
Mhm.
boy Diego Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been guys that have been through this game, been in this game for 20 years. I still look at myself as a newbie. You know what I'm saying? Even with all the accomplishments that I have. Um, but yeah, there's only a few that aren't gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like you work with people and they just want to hold the gate or hold the position. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? It's a different era. But amongst the people, the peers that I do work with, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely feel like I got a lot of good mentors. Like
That's good. You definitely need a mentor, like no matter what you
for
do.
sure,
Even they could have been a mentor that helped you with the financial
for
piece,
sure, for sure,
or an attorney.
for
People in
sure.
music don't ever think about
Yeah, yeah,
getting
yeah.
a lawyer.
No, for sure. Well, I mean, but you got to think about it. Where people come from. That's not even a possibility.
Right.
You got to think about a young kid coming from Chicago, not having shit, not knowing nothing about anything, not being, worrying about credit. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about those different type of responsibilities, and really just having that foundation, like things that are normal in a household. So it's like, and it's a lot of young kids like that
Yeah.
don't have that because if your mom's living check to check, she taking care, you know what I'm saying, the household, she ain't got time to teach you about. She's just trying to make it to the next check. So it's a learning experience.
Do you feel like you could possibly be some speaker of some sort in schools
I
and
mean,
things like
yeah,
that?
of course. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, I feel like God gave me a voice, you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying, to be able to speak and speak life into people. And this is just my platform to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily got to be sitting in a classroom or to teach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it in every level that I can do it, because if we not here to like teach the next level or to teach the next wave, then like, what we really doing?
Right.
So like, of course, like, God got his hand on my voice and he's giving me a voice and he's making my voice bigger, and the bigger it get, the more I'm gonna speak on behalf.
Absolutely.
Sure.
What do you have in mind over maybe like the next year as far as your goals?
Well, man, honestly, like, I got a lot of plaques. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of #1 records. I got a lot of platinum plaques, you know what I'm saying, awards, but like, I really want to be awarded. I want my face to, be on the trophy. I want my face to be on the plaque. So like, as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like my new channel goal that I'm manifesting for myself right now. So yeah. But
And
it's
you better manifest.
for sure. The big
The
one.
Exactly. The biggest I feel like the biggest thing about manifestation though is the piece that a lot of people miss
Hmm.
is you have to act accordingly.
No, for
Like it's already
sure.
here. It already What
For
do you mean?
sure. For sure.
Let me ask you this. What's your favorite song of yours?
Real.
Real?
Yeah, it's on my EP.
And that's the one that's just solo.
Yeah, that's the one that's just solo.
Okay.
And
Why?
mainly just because, like, the song is talking about, you know what I'm saying, wanting something real in such a fake world. I
Oof.
feel like the world is so plastic right now. People ain't really loving. People ain't really loving each other. Ain't nobody really got nothing real that they can hold. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just trying to hold up a facade or live within the highlights of their Instagram. So like, real is that song. You know what I'm saying? It's like, show me something real. You know what I'm saying? It's touching. It touched me when I did it, so I know it's gonna touch the world.
Wow.
For real.
That's amazing. I really think that you do have a powerful message, and just sitting here with you for a couple of minutes,
Sure.
I know that you are going to change
Sure.
the world, at least for, this person or that
For sure.
person. I feel like whenever I do anything within the schools or in my own program and mentorship, like I don't care if this is a room full of 1,000
For
people.
sure.
One person heard me
Yeah,
and
no.
it changed something for
For
them,
sure.
you
Because
know?
like, if you change one person's life, then they could change three people's lives.
Mm.
And then those three people can it's like you don't have to touch the world at one time, the first
Yeah, it's
time you
hard to
speak.
change the world overnight
Yeah, you
by
can't.
yourself.
You can't. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep pushing your message until it gets to the world.
Yeah, for sure. As far as your songwriting for yourself, is it any different than when you're songwriting for everybody else?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because songs that like for example, like a artist that is an R&B artist can't do a song like No Motion, which is like a super hip hop, you know what I'm saying, grungy song.
Hmm.
So like, it's gonna be very diverse. So when I'm approaching my own music, it's definitely like gonna be more personal to me, opposed to like if I'm like tapping in for another artist.
What catches you? Like what inspires you?
Man, life, you know what I'm saying, experiences. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we're all kind of like experiencing different things at different phases, but we all really experiencing the same shit over and over again. Whether you like falling in love, that new love feeling, that feeling of, you know what I'm saying, just not getting to know somebody and just, or that feeling of loving somebody that you've had experiences with. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, at different phases, you know what I'm saying, honestly.
Do you think there's anything else that gives you the same feeling as making music?
Mm. Honestly, no. Like,
Right.
because like like, it's like the way when you make a if you can make a song that can get somebody through something, that is like so inspiring. You know what I'm saying? It's like having the ability to create music. It's like making a new baby every time. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, you're putting something out in the world that did not exist. And I feel like that's so close to how God is. It's like, we're creators. We're here to create. So I don't know, maybe drawing a picture would be cool too.
Nah, don't even lie. Definitely God's plan is usually not what you had in mind.
For sure.
But
Maybe it is, but maybe not as fast,
that's good.
right?
That's good.
So, because sometimes, like, you know, you're calling. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, you can feel your calling, but your timing might not be. Your sword might not be sharpened enough, or you might not be where you need to be in the rooms, or you might not mentally be able to handle the type of fame or the type of rap that you might get and things that you might have to go through.
Right.
So it's like it's preparedness. You know what I'm saying? Like God will meet you at your preparedness for sure.
What do you do to stay ready and get prepared?
Honestly, like I'm ready.
You just be waking up
I
and
just
going.
wake up. It's time.
Okay.
Like I want more than I have,
Yeah.
and as long as I want more than I have, I feel like I'm never gonna let nothing get in the way.
So just staying hungry.
Hungry, you got to. No
Yeah.
matter what, you always got to elevate. You know, at one point in my career, all I wanted was one plaque. I just want
Wow.
one. I just want one plaque. Look on the wall. I used to walk in studios and see plaques on the wall and just take pictures next to them, and and then once I got the first one, and then the second one, the third, and the 10th, and the 20th, then it's like I want more, you know,
Yeah.
and so it's like,
I feel like I forget who said it. Probably a million people said it,
mhm,
but they said comfortability is the devil.
for sure,
You agree?
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
It's the like I feel like when people get comfortable and mundane and with what I'm saying with the mundane life, it's like that's when you start to die. That's
Mm.
why you see people that are like get super old and they like, but they're active. They live long because they're always chasing. You know what I'm saying? As long as the heart's pumping, as long as the mind's going, you forever chasing.
Which plaque or award so far has meant the most to you, and
Mm,
why?
which one? I mean, being Grammy nominated is pretty cool. I wanted to win. We should have won that year. Um,
And will.
and will for sure. But probably the BMI Songwriter Award. I
Hmm.
feel like, that's like the first award that I was like honored for like being a part of a song that like did so many numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was directed exactly towards me. But I love all my trophies, honestly.
Yeah. You should. That's every single one is an
Yeah,
amazing
for sure.
accomplishment
For
that a
sure.
lot of people will never
We'll
see.
never see. Yeah.
So, which song was the BMI song
It
for?
was for Baddest with Chris Brown and Young
And
Blue.
Young Blue. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Dope. Another great song. I feel like there is no song, there's no throwaway. There's no like,
Nah,
oh,
we
this
ain't
one was okay.
nah, we doing only hits.
Yeah.
We doing only hits.
When I saw the list
Yeah.
of people that you've worked with, I mean, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
blessed for sure.
and the range though is
Yeah, nah, I'm blessed for sure.
out of control.
For sure.
What would you say, or who would you say Ivory is? What do you want people to know about the real Ivory?
That's it, man. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm just a real person like that's striving for excellence, you know what I'm saying? That wants the maximum ability, you know what I'm saying, that I can have out of life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also like your favorite R&B artist, I'm your favorite rapper, I'm your favorite, you know what I'm saying? I'm that artist that can be everywhere in every situation. At
Mhm.
the club and at a wedding party, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm everywhere.
You have any tour plans coming
We
up?
definitely starting to, a lot of my colleagues, you know what I'm saying, artists that I work with, are gonna allow me to jump on tour with them and do stuff like that. So I'll be popping out. I just did Spellhouse, which was crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna be definitely popping out.
Absolutely.
You
What's
gotta pop out to some of my shows.
I will be there. I will
I'm like,
absolutely be there.
if Elton John, I'm gonna get on the piano, I'm gonna serenade,
I love
I'm gonna do my
that.
thing, yeah, for
I
sure.
love going to a show. It was the Cali Vibes Festival this
Hmm.
year. I
Yeah.
saw Tash Sultana.
Uh,
She's from Australia,
okay.
and she came out and she absolutely killed her set.
Yeah.
But she did some crazy stuff I've never seen before. She went around to every person in her band and basically took their instrument and
Yeah.
did it
That's
to
fire.
her own songs while she was performing, and
That's
like,
fire.
over here I'm gonna play this guitar, and over here, get off, I'm gonna play the
For
drums, and I
sure.
was just like
For
mesmerized.
sure.
I never saw anything like that
That's
before.
sick. Yeah.
Are you multi-instrumentalist?
Yeah. I play piano and guitar, drums a little bit.
So multi multi
I'm one of them.
multi multi platinum,
Listen,
multi instrumentalist,
listen. I'm willing.
multi-dimensional.
I'm willing to try anything. I just so happen to get good at most things. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. God bless me.
It must be, yeah, it must be crazy to just I'm a lawyer in entertainment law. I'm a
For sure.
manager
For sure.
of artists. But I just love to see people do what they love to
For
do,
sure.
and they also just happen to be really talented at
For
it.
sure. Yeah.
Like, I
That's
don't
it.
think there's anything more beautiful.
Nah. Yeah. Once you find your gift and you channel it, it's like nothing can stop you.
Yeah,
For sure.
all the way up.
Just stay down.
I love it. I love it. But for your tour goals and things like that, what's one country or one place that you absolutely would be a dream to go to?
Honestly, like the effect that I had like on Afrobeat music and I wasn't able to like go to Nigeria or go to Africa, like I would love to go out there, man. Like honestly, and just like turn that one up for real. It's
That sounds great.
for sure.
I don't know which country or what country is at the top of my list, but I just want to see the world.
Nah, I feel
Every
that.
little piece,
Yeah, I
every
feel
corner.
that. You should. You should want to conquer, you know what I'm saying, what you haven't seen. Everything.
Mhm. Do
Ex-
you have any artists that you want to work with that you haven't got the chance to?
Honestly, like Frank Ocean, if he ever pops out, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like SZA is definitely one on my bucket list, you know what I'm saying, for this coming year. So,
Okay.
people, it ain't too many I haven't worked with, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, but
Just keep adding to
yeah, for
the
sure.
list for
For sure.
sure.
I definitely will.
SZA actually was just out here. I missed the show, but I heard
Oh,
it was phenomenal.
where yeah, she's dope. She's a talent.
Very good
Yeah,
performer.
she's a talent for sure.
Is there anything else outside of music that you also want to pick up one day?
Man, I wanted to like when I was going to school, like I was super into like mechanical engineering.
Wow.
So like that's why I'm so handy, like legit. Like I'm willing to like I can build anything you could
hmm
think of. But like so like yeah, definitely. Like I
So whenever everything at the house breaks down and the maintenance don't show up,
listen, there ain't no
I
such
call you.
for sure.
Okay.
You're gonna be sick. You're gonna be like, why did I ever call anyone else?
Wow. So
Yeah,
the moral of the story here is that he is confident, he is
for sure.
talented, he is real.
For sure.
What else am I missing? That's it.
God fearing,
God fearing. You
which is the most
see,
important thing.
that is the most important thing. I went to church this Sunday actually, and
Yeah.
the message was basically, why did I get called to LA? And why am I here and what am I doing? God help me.
Right.
Please tell me. And I think that there's going to be just such a change
Yeah.
to come that starts with the entertainment industry.
For sure. It's
Because
true.
you're the most powerful voice that there is. And I
For
think
sure.
you said a little bit of that,
For
but
sure.
it's true.
For sure. So true.
And that's why one of the things of this podcast specifically is a mental health focus. Because I
Heavy.
think our generation and younger
Yeah.
is not doing well.
It's so true. It's so true. I mean, like, it's like the access. Like we were just talking about this on the way here in the car. It's the access to information just so fast. You know what I mean? Like it's too fast. You don't have enough people stepping in and giving, you know what I'm saying, the youth guidance. You know what I'm saying? It starts young, man. It starts in the household.
And they don't want it
No,
either.
it's true. It's very true.
So I always wanted to be a teacher. And my dad was like, Ashley, pick something else. But I keep finding my way back in the schools, like in
Right.
some way, form, or fashion. And what I've seen, like compared to when I was in school, even to now, is it just seems like not even the
Yeah.
teachers nor the like they don't care,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that
that's true.
really like it hurts my heart.
Man, listen.
I don't know how to save the district or save the schools,
Yeah.
but if we give them something to listen to and to watch
True.
that is positive, that
Yeah, for
is
sure.
inspiring, and it's not just,
Man, kids look at their phones more than they look at their parents.
that's, oh my God.
So
Ugh, that was
that's
probably the worst thing I ever heard, but
right.
it's not wrong.
Yeah, that's your waypoint right
You're
there.
not wrong.
For
I went
sure.
into a classroom this week, and as the teacher is actively teaching, it's not like reading period or
Right.
anything. They're on the desk, like
Right.
right in front of his face.
Right.
And the man's not saying anything.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening. And I'm like, y'all need to give me a classroom because I'll get them together.
Right.
real quick, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And I think phones might be the devil
No, for
also.
sure. For
Like the
sure.
access to, they say that you should limit use of iPads and things to less than 2 hours
Yeah,
a day.
which is crazy with
But
the
that's
amount. Yeah,
a
all.
lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause if you're at school and you stay after school or do programs or whatever, you get home at what, like 6?
Right.
When's bedtime? 9
Right.
or
For
10?
sure. Right.
2 hours?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How many songs can you write in 2 hours?
To be honest, probably like four. Probably like four songs.
Okay, that was higher, way higher than I
I mean,
expected, but
but I'm
that's
not
crazy.
normal though.
Right.
So
So with your super crazy songwriting abilities, do you sit and write down your songs or do you go in and
I
just
mean, when I first started, like, so sometimes when I write songs, I might start off like with me like sitting at the piano. You know what I'm saying? And just writing songs. I'll go at it like that. But sometimes I just go in the booth. I wrote Baddest. I just went straight in the booth and just
oh
did the
wow.
song. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's like no specific formula that I'm like I have to be doing it like this. But like, when I'm in my bag, I'm just in my bag. It's just I don't know.
That's a blessing.
It's a for sure.
Definitely a
Can't take all
blessing.
the credit for sure.
If you in some random parallel universe never happened to fall into music.
I don't know. I can't imagine my life without music, honestly.
Ooh,
Like
that's the point right there.
for real. And I feel like, a lot of dreams are buried when you got a plan B.
Mhm.
People like, oh, if I can't do this, then I'll do this.
Wow,
Can't live your
that's
life
a
with a
gem
plan
right
B.
there.
For sure. You can't. What you got a plan B for if you're gonna give A all?
Damn, I'm over here rethinking my whole my whole life and everything else. I got a plan B, C, D, F, and Z
Yeah,
at
think
this
about it
point.
like if you got all those plans, right? And you break it down and you're giving 25% to each one of those plans, somebody is giving 100 to one of your plans. They gonna
Mm,
box you out. You won't be able to compete.
wow.
Only plan A.
Only plan A. I got to figure out what my plan A is then.
There you go.
Shoot. Outside of career though, what do you see yourself doing over the next couple of years? Like family wise, parents, siblings,
Honestly, like I ain't even thinking that far. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I feel like,
living in the present.
yeah, because you know what I'm saying, we ain't promised tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, only thing I could do is to be the best version of myself today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And hope for tomorrow. So I'm not thinking that deep. Who knows what will be? You know what I'm saying? I just know that whatever, every time I wake up and God put breath in my body, I'm gonna be the maximum version of Ivory Scott. I'm gonna be the best
Absolutely.
version of Ivory Scott. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I think you're doing a pretty great job so far.
I appreciate that.
No, honestly, like I do want to say congratulations, and
Thank you.
I want to start really like really giving people their flowers
I
when
appreciate
they're
that.
in my presence.
For sure. Appreciate that.
So I should have done better and actually brought flowers, but
Yeah.
we'll give them on air
Yeah, but
instead.
real flowers die.
Th- wow! Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, who is this guy? Like whose man's is this?
Get your
That's
man.
good.
It's true.
And you know what? People really be trying to like freeze the flowers, put them in a book,
Yeah.
leave them in the vase till they're
No.
no, that's good.
No, for sure.
Flowers die, but honestly, I'm definitely proud of you, and I'm excited to see what comes
Thank you.
next. Is there any advice or anything that you want your fans to know as a closing note?
Yeah, for sure. Stay prayed up. Keep God first. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this camera right here. Stay prayed up. Keep God first. Take care of your money and take care of the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Your team is just as important as you. You know what I'm saying? Like when I like to always say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody mentioned earlier today and said, I talk about myself in third person. I say Ivory Scott a lot. And I say that because Ivory Scott is not just me. Ivory Scott is my manager. Ivory Scott is my videographer. Ivory Scott is my sound man. Ivory Scott is my mom. Ivory Scott is my family. So like I'm a representation of all those people. So you got to make sure that if you want to push your brand, you got to have the right team around you. That's the only way you're gonna go up
That is probably the biggest piece that a lot of people are missing.
for sure.
Mm.
We on this camera.
I should have never told you about the light bulbs now. But no, thank you so much for joining us here on the
Yeah.
Royalty Room.
Nah, the pleasure's mine.
Be sure, everybody, everywhere, be sure to stream the new EP, Before
Sure.
Ebony.
For sure.
And we're going to probably hear a lot more from
For
you.
sure. The album's coming. Top of the year, 2024.
Okay, do we have a date?
12 joints. Nah, no date yet.
Top of the year,
Trust me, if you
2024.
stay in touch, follow me on Instagram. I am Ivory Scott. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna guide you there.
Wow, I'm excited.
For sure.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Royalty Room. I'm very, very, very blessed and honored to have Mr. Ivory Scott
Thank you for
and
having me.
team here on the set. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, go stream the songs. Again, my personal favorite, just like me, because I mean, you know. But
Get your mans.
and period. Definitely, definitely tap in with us. We will be here in the Royalty Room on Mondays at Legal Queen LA on all platforms. And we'll see you next time.